Unit Current Electricity. Topics covered: junction rule, loop rule, applications of Kirchhoff's laws. The next topic is Kirchhoff's rules. Kirchhoff's rule, first rule is junction rule. It states that is also known as Kirchhoff's first rule or junction rule. According to this rule, at any junction, the sum of currents entering the junction is equal to sum of currents leaving it. So suppose in a circuit where there are several branches, we have a junction P. Junction means where several branches meet. Then at junction P, the sum of currents entering the junction, that is I1, I2 and I3 are entering the junction. So sum of currents entering the junction is equal to sum of currents leaving it. There is only I4 leaving the junction, so sum of I1, I2, I3 is equal to I4, and we can further solve it. So in general, the rule can be written as summation I is equal to 0. This is Kirchhoff's first rule or junction rule. Kirchhoff's second rule or loop rule states that the algebraic sum of changes in potential around any closed loop involving resistors and cells in the loop is 0. That means the sum of all the potential differences and the sum of EMFs is equal to 0. We will learn it through an example later. So here I'll first explain the loop, the circuit. Here we have a circuit in which we are having resistances and two batteries, one of 45 volt and one of 80 volt are connected, and as shown, the direction of current I1, I2 and I3 are also shown in the diagram here, and how currents are flowing. Now we have to assign a certain direction to current. We have to assign a direction which we will use as positive, and the opposite direction will be considered as negative. So here in general, usually the anti-clockwise direction of current in a loop is taken as positive, while clockwise is taken as negative. It is the general rule, but you can do otherwise also, that's not a problem. So here we are taking anti-clockwise as positive and clockwise direction as the negative direction. Now first we consider junction A. We are applying junction rule here. So you see junction A, here the currents I1 and I2 are the ones which are leaving the junction, while I3 is entering the junction. And according to the Kirchhoff's first rule or junction rule or current rule, you can say any of the three, all three mean the same. So it says that the sum of currents leaving the junction is equal to sum of currents entering it. So the currents leaving the junction are I1 and I2, that's why sum of I1 and I2 is equal to current entering the junction, that is I3. So we get our first equation, I1 plus I2 is equal to I3, by using the junction rule. Now we have to apply the loop rule, and basically loop rule says that summation IR is equal to summation E. That is, the sum of all the I into R values is equal to sum of all the EMFs or voltages of all voltage of all the batteries. So sum of all the potential difference is equal to sum of EMFs of all the batteries, and we will use this rule, which is the loop rule. So here as I have already explained, that the anti-clockwise direction of current will be taken as a positive. So whichever term when current is anti-clockwise, we'll take I as positive, while for clockwise we'll take it as negative. So what we have to do is find all the I into R values. We have to take a resistance and multiply it with the respective current flowing through it, and we have to take sum of all the I into R's. I'll explain it through an example. For example, we consider the loop AHDCBA. AHDCBA. It is the upper half of the loop. In this, we one by one find out the three resistances. So you see that the current through 30 ohm resistor is I1, and the direction of this current is clockwise. As you can see, the current will go clockwise through 30 ohm. So I is I1, current is I1 and resistance is 30. So 30 I1, the value of I into R is 30 I1, and because the direction of current is clockwise in this case, that's why we put a negative sign. Next we consider the other resistance, 40 ohm. Here the current through 40 ohm resistance is I3 and it is also clockwise in loop first. Loop first means upper half loop. So here current I3 is going along clockwise direction in loop first. So again minus 40 into I3. I into R. We are using the formula for potential reference, I into R. Ohm's law. And the third resistance is 1 ohm. And the current through 1 ohm resistance is also I3, as you can see. So and the direction is again clockwise. So the current through 1 ohm will be I3 and it will also be negative. That's why minus 1 I3. Again I into R. So we take the sum of all the I into R's present in loop first, or loop A, H, D, C, B, A, as I have explained already, is equal to the other side. We take sum of EMFs of all the batteries. So in loop first there is only one battery of 45 volt present. Now how to find out what will be the sign on the EMF, positive or negative? So for that we have to consider that the conventional positive direction that we have taken, the conventional positive direction is anti-clockwise in this case. So we check that in this particular loop first, this conventional anti-clockwise direction of current, it goes from positive to negative terminal of the battery. In this case it will be taken as negative. On the other hand, if this anti-clockwise direction would have gone from negative to positive of the battery, we would have taken a positive sign. But here this conventional positive direction, that is anti-clockwise direction, goes from positive to negative of battery, so we put a negative sign in front of it. So we get this equation, and if we rearrange the term, we add up the terms with I3, so we get minus 41 I3, and I send 45 to the other side, becomes plus 45. We get equation 2 by using loop rule. Next we take the outer loop, that is A, H, D, E, F, G, A. Outer loop A, H, D, E, F, G, A, which is the full loop. In this loop there is only one battery or source, because the middle branch will not be included here. So here we see the first resistor is 30 ohm and current through it is I1, and the direction of current in this particular loop is clockwise. So minus 30 into I1, I into R value, negative sign because direction of current is clockwise. Then the next resistor in this outer loop, we are leaving the middle branch here. So the next resistor in the outer loop is 20 ohm, and the current through 20 ohm is I2, which is an anti-clockwise direction. As you see, the direction of current will be anti-clockwise from 20 ohm. So it will be positive. So plus 20 I2, I into R. So we write plus 20 I2. And then the next resistor in this outer loop is 1 ohm, and the current through 1 ohm is also I2, and the direction is same, that is anti-clockwise. That's why plus 1 I2, I into R. So on adding we get 21 I2, and then we see the direction of the anti-clockwise current. If we take direction of anti-clockwise, because anti-clockwise has taken to be positive, I have already given the rule for this. So the anti-clockwise current will go from negative to positive of the battery. So we have to put a positive sign to the EMF, and that's a plus 80. On solving it, we get 21 I2. If I transfer to the other side, it becomes minus 80, and we get equation number 3. So now we have equations 1, 2 and 3, and we have 3 variables I1, I2 and I3. On solving these 3 equations, we can easily find the variables.